Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot to do my swarm scale for you. So by the way, this is an additional mini episode following up from the one you may have just seen about Iron Maiden's Somewhere in Time LP. For every Iron Maiden episode I do a thing called the Swarm Scale, which is where I rate the songs by a number of metrics to find out how offensive they are on the Iron Maiden-ometer. And I'd like to introduce you to the Swarm Scale here on this screen, just so that you know what they are. So we have Sorcery and Ghosts, War and History, Armaments and Violence, R for Religion, and M for Misogyny. So I'm going to quickly show you look at what you could have won, what we have here with Somewhere in Time. And first and foremost, I'd like to point out it scores a staggeringly low 44. That is the lowest score of any Iron Maiden album ever. In fact, there's only one other Iron Maiden album that scores below 100 on the offensometer. And the other one is later on in the band's discography. So this scores 44, and I'm going to quickly go through it on there. So you can see on there, so Sorcery and Ghosts, only really Stranger in a Strange Land and a tiny weeny bit of Caught Somewhere in Time gets that, and that means that they don't score enough to really get anything on there. On the War and History, of course, you've got a little bit of Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner, Stranger in a Strange Land. Of course, Alex the Great, a song about history, that gets a 6 out of 6, because, by the way, 6 is the maximum score you can get on the Swarm scale, because, of course, 666 is the number of the beast. We then have, again, Armaments and Violence is pretty low, so it's 4 for Heaven Can Wait, 6 for Alex the Great. Religion gets a pretty low score again, Caught Somewhere in Time, being a song about a man, immortal, selling his soul to the devil, etc., gets a 4 because it's not actually confirmed whether he sells his soul to the devil or not. And then you get a 6 for Heaven Can Wait, because clearly heaven is a religious concept. And then you go down to 4 for Alex the Great. You get Misogyny, and you don't really get much until you get to the B-sides, which is Juanita, Reach Out, and That Girl, all of which score 4, 2, and 2. In fact, the lowest scoring song I think that you've got there is Sheriff of Huddersfield, I think, and Wasted Years and Sea of Madness. The highest scorer is Alex the Great, because, of course, it features Armaments and Violence, War and History, and Religion. So there's your Swarm scale for Caught Somewhere in Time by the Iron Maidens. Apologies, I didn't mention that sooner. I kind of forgot, because Iron Maiden are the only band that I do any form of rating for in terms of a scale. I normally just go, oh, it's brilliant, you should buy it. And of course, Iron Maiden's third studio LP, not third, sixth studio LP, of course it's sixth, is Somewhere in Time, which, oh, it's brilliant, you should buy it. And if you don't, that's up to you too, because it's available on streaming. All good and bad retailers. But I would say, of course, buy a band's merch, buy a band's records, because the band need the money. Iron Maiden are filthy rich. Don't worry too much about that. They're doing fine. I've seen how much they charge for concert tickets and how much they charge for shirts. Those guys ain't short of enough money for a hot dog or two. Right. Thank you for watching this deleted scene from NOTCAST 459 about Iron Maiden's Caught Somewhere in Time. And I will see you all some other time. Okay. Bye-bye.